friends and mimosas. Yeah, it's gonna be bubbly kind of time. Join new friends to relax and unwind. The best food with drinks on the side. Cheers to the good times. It's friends and mimosas.
Ronald, like McDonald's.
Tell us about yourself.
I grew up and was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I know it doesn't sound like it to some people, but I hear that a lot. But I spent a lot of my time, even in high school and middle school, like inside reading. Well, in middle school especially. High school I came more out of my shell, but it wasn't until college that I really came out of my shell. But I was a very introverted kid, so all through elementary, wasn't outside. I was inside reading Goosebumps and things like that. Then middle school, I had bad anxiety about where to sit at lunchtime. So for that, I would just go to the library. So I was in the library during lunchtime every day during middle school. So I was basically reading literally half my life. And I wasn't around kids a lot, so I think I got a lot of addictions from movies because I love movies. I'm a big movie buff. So I think that's where I got most of my addiction from. But to me, I don't hear much of it. I can hear the difference in accents is from parish to parish, but I think because I lived around them so long, it doesn't really sound that different to
What's
me.
our
I'm like
accent sound like?
yours sounds like more, I'd say like more uptown kind of area.
I'm an uptown girl.
But it still sounds like very New Orleans to me. So when people say I don't sound like I'm from here, I don't really get it because I'm like, I feel like I sound like I'm from here, but I'm also used to the city being such a melting pot of different like accents. Like there's no like, I think because people watch TV and movies, like I said before, they get the idea that we are like, oh,
I think a lot of people say like they don't think my accent is from
here.
Right.
it is a southern accent, but I would say if anything, it would sound to me like Metairie. Like you sound very much like a Metairie person to me.
Battery.
Okay.
Never lived
Well,
in
you're wrong
Metairie.
on both.
Oh, okay.
We're both West Bankers.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the best bank? That
That's
makes
right.
sense too. Yeah, I actually just got my my catalytic converter fixed there recently. And that was the
Okay,
best
I
place to
saw
get.
that.
Yeah, that was at the A1 exhaust. I'm plugging them because that was a good place to go.
So, what do you call yourself? An influencer, a historian, a photographer,
So-
storyteller?
I guess that I like storyteller the best, but before that I would always say I was like multimedia. That's what I was
Okay.
calling myself. But that's only because I do photography. I've been doing photography the longest for like, at this point it's been 20 years. I've been doing it since I was 15. I'm 35. So yeah, it's been like a little over 20 years I've been doing photography. But content creation, I just got into that recently. And I'm okay with either one now. At first, because content influencing is newer to me too. When I think of an influencer, I think of somebody that's like, buy this product, I swear by these products, you can trust me. So like, I didn't like to be called an influencer, but like the idea of it is changing now to where like they really are synonymous with each other. It's not just somebody trying to shill out something, it's somebody that's influencing you to go and see certain things, which I do appreciate. And like other friends have pointed out to me, like, you are an influencer. You influenced me to go to this like store or this shop. Like you didn't influence me to buy things, but you did influence me to at least go and see different places of the city. And for that reason, I like being an influencer in that moment.
Okay. So it's kind of like all of the above.
It really is all of the above. So it's kind of like what word I want to pick for myself that particular day.
So what about learning all the history of New Orleans? Did you know that? Or-
No,
Okay.
not by any means. And that's another great thing that I love about doing content creation. It forces me out of my shell for one, because I'm much more of an extrovert nowadays, but I'm an introvert at heart. But going out to do things and going out to see places and stuff, that always gave me bad anxiety. And even now, like going to a place, it's usually like, oh, I might not know these people, but then also, I also remind myself I'm going there to get information, to get a video, to like do something like that. So it makes it a lot easier for me to navigate when I have something to do with my hands. So being able to go around and just like get video, it's fun. But history-wise, that's something I just kind of fell into because the first thing I started to do was New Orleans grammar, which is where I pronounce different street names, different things around the city that people don't know how to pronounce.
New Orleans grammar. Terpsichore, not Trepsichore.
Which one do you find is the hardest?
Tchoupitoulas. That was definitely the one that throws people off though the most is Burgundy because it's spelled like Burgundy. So there's like, what's this? And Charter Street too. Charters is spelled crazy, but everybody's like, it's Charters, but it's like somebody messed up the spelling of Charters. Like it's not Charters, but like I understand when people don't understand and don't know it. But with history, it's a different thing because it's not as easy to learn that or to know that, but I got so many different books on history. That's where I get it from. I have 20 different books on New Orleans now. And they vary, like I get them from different places. I got at least 10 of them from Walgreens, and they vary from topic. It's just images of New Orleans, K&B store, the radio station, African Americans of New Orleans, local legends of New Orleans, voodoo. Like they really have a lot of, and they're like $20.
Yeah.
So, and I have those make up a bulk of the books, but going through them, they have so many interesting random facts that you learn along the way that I've always enjoyed reading and I've always enjoyed history, but the bad thing about growing up in the city is like I never really cared about it just because I was born and raised around it. So it's just like, what is that? Who cares? What is that? Who cares? But again, doing this forces me out of my shell and it forces me to like look at things, like really critically think about like what I'm looking at and what's behind it. Because when I'm in the French Quarter, I see so many older buildings. I'm like, I know if I go up to that building, because I see a plaque, if I read that plaque, it's going to give me tons of information about what's going on. So a bulk of where I get my history from is the books, but no, I do not know it off the top of my head. I do run it through back and back until I get it, but I'm not a wealth of knowledge automatically.
Okay. Are you ever walking and then you want to do something on the spur of the moment?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like,
what's the ratio of planned and spur of the moment?
honestly, I would say it's a lot more spur, so it's like 75 spur, 25 planned, because again, the city's so old, they have so many little things that you could just randomly look at and just be inspired by. So most of the time, like, again, case in point, if y'all hadn't invited me here, I never would have known about this place, and now I do, and it's interesting looking at it. It would be fun to make a
Doesn't it
video.
look like you just walked into Italy?
Right, yeah, it does.
Sicily.
Right, I love the aesthetics of this, so now I know about it. So
Yeah.
like now I could do a
Wait
video
till you
about this.
taste the food.
Oh yeah, that too. That's also more too. But yeah, most of the time I'm just walking around and I just get inspired by the things around me because the city gives that. And again, it's when you live here, it's easy to just pass it up. Like you would have to think to want to think about like that type of thing. So I get it when people don't, because like when you're in the city, you're just used to seeing the things that you're used to seeing. But like knowing the story behind it, like, or wanting to know the story behind it, makes it that much more interesting to me. So like that's my mindset going into everything all the time. It's just like, that building might have a lot of history and interesting like stories to it because it's like 200 years old sometimes.
Right. Have you ever done like a haunted
Yes, so
building?
I started to do that for Halloween because I like also doing like little niche things too. So for the month of October, I do New Orleans haunting grounds, and I specifically focus on places that have like a haunted history and things like that. Most of the time I stay out of it though. Like it's just like the exterior with the story and just like exterior shots, because I'm not trying to get haunted, but like if like the person is like okay with it, no. Some people have said like you come in and look around too, but I was like, no, that's okay. If there's actually ghosts in there, I don't want
You
to.
don't want to see
No, I'm not.
Have you ever experienced anything?
Yes, but again, like I'm of the mindset of like if I see something in the corner of my eye, yeah, or I just ignore it.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I work at the Hotel Monteleon, right, right, and it's certain floors that they're said to be haunted. And they're like, oh, do you ever go to that floor? I'm like, no, because I don't want to see a ghost or like
Right.
risk being haunted.
Well, what do you do there?
Cocktail server and hospitality. So yeah, I'm in most of the hospitality things in there. They want to try to start to get me into marketing too, because of like they know the content that I do, but like I make better money as a cocktail server than the marketing people do. So that's why I'm sticking to like that. And plus it's like personality based, and people like my personality, so it works out a lot better in marketing.
Do you get noticed a lot?
I do now, which is it's fun.
Yeah.
Even at the hotel, there's people that like will come up to me and they're like, do you know how we know you? And I'm like, oh yeah, you came here before. I had you as a guest, right? They're like, no, we know you from TikTok.
Right.
And people actually take pictures with me now too, which is also really fun. Thank you. I don't know. Has anybody ever told you? You remind me very much of the face of Gilda Radner. Do you know who I'm talking about? She was Gene Wilder's wife. I'm gonna look her up
I
right
know
now.
who
She used
she
to be on
is.
SNL.
I get called so many.
I think that's too long ago for most people to think
I
of,
know
though.
who that is.
Yeah.
With
See?
curly hair.
Yeah.
You're the first time her. Rosie Perez, I think.
I can kind of see that, but like you're so many shades lighter than her too.
Parker Posey was someone.
That I've heard
else.
Parker, especially from the side. Like you definitely have her same profile.
I get compared to
A lot of people.
I love Parker Posey.
what y'all think.
Oh, that's the part I love the most. Like honestly, I'm not a big mimosa person, but because they have the ginger in it, it really
At the
balances
end, you
beautifully.
taste the ginger.
And I love that.
It's very refreshing. Good summer drink.
Yes. Very refreshing.
Yes, I much prefer the ginger version.
And I don't know, I could drink that a lot. that's a little dangerous.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I don't even taste alcohol in it, so that's definitely one of those ones that's just like, go, 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 go.
That's one of my favorite mimosas. Do you come up with your own content, or
Yes.
does anyone ever help you and give you ideas?
So I have had ideas thrown my way, but it's literally only been like, I can count on one hand like 3-4 times at this point. Most of the things I get are people saying like, oh, thanks for this, we never thought about this, but it's rare I get ideas about things to do, but I'm totally happy and willing to take advice and like things. But usually the only one I've had was somebody told me I should look into the tobacco island that's around here. I still haven't done that one yet, but that is Avery Island, yeah, because I just don't have access to that. Yeah, but
That's
like,
in New Iberia.
yeah.
So you don't just stay in New Orleans.
No, not all the time. For the most part, I do, but like if it's something I think is interesting for New Orleans history, even if it's not necessarily in New Orleans, but kind of affects New Orleans, since it's tobacco and stuff like that, then in those cases I would. But aside,
I saw you hit 75,000 on TikTok and 16 on Instagram.
yes, well, I'm
Is
at,
it up now?
it's up. I'm at 77K on TikTok, and I'm just about to hit 20K on Instagram.
And he did a little dance.
Yeah. I think it was just like this one. That was my celebration dance. Yeah. I like to do that every well, not so much a dance, but I like every couple of like followers I get, I like to say thank you. But that was the first time I was just like, let me just do a little dance.
Was that at work?
It was. Like, this will be the thank you video.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I also like to do things like that, similar, well, not really similar to that, but New Orleans with love. Like, I like to do things where I just highlight the city and the things and the reasons that I love the city. And I do that every couple of like weeks to months. Like, I have like 20 or 30 of them now. But like, I just love to like redo it over and over again, just to like basically point out the coolness of the city and the reasons to love it. And I basically all I do for that is just get a bunch of clips throughout the months, and at the end, yeah, put it all together and I just talk over it. Like, all I need is like pretty clips of the city to like show it off and everything while I talk about why I love it.
Is there a certain place you like to go that you like to do?
In Metairie in particular, or just in New Orleans, or just in
Just
it?
like New Orleans.
Honestly, I would say probably no, just my apartment. Just home. I do love this city, but like, I like to go out when there's something out to be seen, but like just to go out and just do something, no, I'm not that type of person. I'm still introverted in that respect, but like if there was something, yeah, no, not to hang out. I just like to hang out in my house or my friend's house, but like if there was something going on, if there was a fun thing and I had to go to somewhere, I would want that fun thing to be I guess just walking around the French Quarter. That's
okay,
fun. That
that's
is fun to
fun.
do. Yeah,
Yes.
I can just do that. But like, also it's been so hot lately, I can't really do that.
Right.
Like, I sweat so easily. Like, even now, like a little sweaty. Like,
yeah.
but in the wintertime when it's not so hot, then I love to like just walk around and just because then again I get inspired by so many different things.
Right.
I like to walk around the city.
Yeah.
You know, just looking at all the beautiful houses, the
Yeah.
trees, and just the people
market.
having fun, going to the market. Yes.
All the places and things I can't afford, especially in the French Quarter. Like, that's a beautiful house I'll never be able to afford.
On Street Smart with Frank, what's his last name?
Frank Nicotero, yes.
Yes.
That one was called Wait What Happened, but it's essentially Street Smarts,
Yeah.
yes. Because I grew up watching Street Smarts with my dad, and I loved that show.
Yeah.
And that came about because my cousin wanted me to do a game show with her that was coming into New Orleans, where it was New Orleans trivia. It was actually stuff about the city, and she's a school teacher, so she knew if anybody, I'd probably be somebody that could like get her far on it. So we were gonna do it together. We both auditioned for it, but then it ended up going to like Atlanta instead. But they kept me in their mind, I guess, because yeah, like it was like 3 to 4 months later that they messaged me and was like, oh, there's another thing coming into town. We'd love it if you would want to be a part of that.
Wow.
At first I thought it was again a trivia thing for New Orleans, so I said yes. But then like when I finally got a chance to talk to the person on Skype, she was like, okay, so we're gonna be asking you for different news stories from around the world. I was like, oh, that's what this is? And she's like, oh yes, I probably do not want to be a part of it. I was like, I'll still be on TV, right? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, I'll still do it then. And I can still win money, right? It's like, okay, well, if I can win money, but I don't know how far I'll get.
Yeah.
But during that talk, she mentioned that Frank Nicotero was the host. So it was like, well, I'll definitely do it then, because I love Frank Nicotero, and I'd love to meet him one day. And he was really nice, too. Just that, yeah, he was just as nice as
Like he would be.
Yeah, he was really nice. Even like when like, we were doing certain takes, like he would mess up stuff. He's like, "Oh man, sorry, I wasted your time." I'm just like, "No, I'm happy to be here. It's fine."
Yeah, he looks like he's fun.
And the behind the scenes things was fun too, because like they had the whole like this, but like it had big old lights and things like that. I've never seen like the whole TV production setup, and like they had the
little
thing.
slapper.
Yeah, I forget what they call it. I think it's the clapper or something like that. But like yeah, and they had people that would periodically come and like block me off too. So that was really nice. And I got to meet the girl who I did the Skype call with. She was one of the people that was actually helping along. So that made it more fun for me. So I'm like, hey, we talked. We had a whole conversation.
New Orleans, and I'm here with the native who has the greatest laugh ever.
Thank you.
I love this guy. This is Ronald. Ronald, tell us about your great city, New Orleans.
New Orleans is it's over 300 years old now, 307 years.
Okay.
And it started in 1718 when it was founded, and it's a huge melting pot of like so many different cultures and people. The crazy thing is too, like I do content about New Orleans, and I always like at this point I have like 500-600 videos about the city. I constantly think I'm gonna run out of stuff to talk about.
No way.
But literally, you could be walking down the street and just be like, oh, I love this building. Oh, it's 300 years old. Oh, it's 200 years old. Like the city has so much history.
And guess what? Now we have you have content being on our show.
Yeah,
Here it is. So Ronald.
Got all of the praise.
Right, and
Except for that.
I still got the bonus, so I still got money.
Yeah, so that's true.
But what's-
Tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh, they can find me on Instagram under Ron Orleans, TikTok under Ron Orleans, Facebook I'm also Ron Orleans, and YouTube I'm Ron Orleans. Yeah, I got the Ron Orleans name across the board. Except no, I'm Ron Orleans in the lowercase on Facebook, but it's Ron Anthony for Facebook.
Okay.
But I think you could type in Ron Orleans and I'll still pop up. So
Is your name Ron Anthony?
my full name is Ronald Anthony Johnson. So
Okay.
for photography, I've been going by Ron Anthony because it sounds very fancy, and it's also there's so many Ronald Johnson photography. And then,
Photography, is that a business outside of your
yes,
content creation?
yes. Again, it's not something I can quit my day job off of because it's like sporadically. But I've done pretty much any and everything because I love photography, just like content creation. I just love finding anything. So I've done weddings, high school pictures, family portraits. Thinking of something else. Modeling pictures and boudoir pictures, which are like the risque ones, which was real fun. And it was a bunch of girls too, but they wanted to do like a girls' boudoir photo shoot. It was actually really fun.
Awesome. So is that the same place they could find you for your photography?
Yes, on any of my social medias, they're all linked to each other. I have a link tree, so if you go to any of them, you can find them. But I also have a website for my photography, and that's Ron Ant Photo, like Ron Anthony Photography.
Okay.
I think that New Orleans is a wonderful city filled with beautiful, amazing people, and I think that it's always great to get a chance to meet new people. And I think that people that watch this video should go out in New Orleans and experience it if they haven't already. Because even though you might be used to seeing this city, and you might be used to passing things all the time, when you actually take the time to try to learn the different things that are happening in the city, you realize how rich the culture and the history is in the city. So after you watch this video to full, then go and look around the city and take it in.
Would you rather?
Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you found your soulmate, but would you rather find your soulmate or your calling?
My calling. I haven't found my soulmate yet though, but like
Okay.
I'm
But you're
still
looking.
yeah, I'm definitely looking.
Really? I don't find it hard at all.
What would your answer be?
Soulmate.
Oh, okay. I'm not as love. I love love and I love people, but like a calling sounds fun. Like finding my calling. But I mean, I could cheat if I find my calling already, then I can find my love afterwards.
I'm old. If I didn't find my calling yet.
Well, yeah, and I still feel like this is my calling. I'm finding, but I still feel like I'm finding my footing. But I would like to, have it again. I would like this to be my day job, just making content and doing that type of stuff. So I would like that more than like love. But like again, I feel like through
You would
social
like
media.
that more than love?
For me, I feel like, well, I say love, I mean like a partner love, but I feel like I get so much love during social media and interacting with people. I'm much more of a person that like enjoys like interacting with people than I do like one person over time. Because I've dated people and I enjoy dating people and I enjoy being in a
Did you
relationship.
have one love?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you would rather not have.
Well, yeah, because it didn't end well with us. So if I had to do it all over again, I certainly wouldn't. I would definitely choose my calling over that. I should have chose my calling over that before then.
Oh, Becky. What'd you say?
That's a hard one. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're balanced.
Thinking, I don't know, calling is really calling.
You're calling?
Okay, good, because I felt like, is it because I'm a man? that they're going to be like, the man wants his calling, but like,
Because you would want both.
right, you would want both.
Why would you make it? That's not normal.
I don't know. I think people can have a calling of lots of things. You know, and trying one, I just rather a soulmate, I guess, because I don't want to lose my soulmate. You know, because I have my soulmate, so I
That's
don't
true.
want to lose.
We'll cheat. We're gonna go with finding our calling for finding our soulmate. Our calling is to find our soulmate, so we win.
Would you rather read minds or predict the future?
Ooh, both of those sound horrible. I don't want to know what
Another
people.
hard one.
Yeah.
They're hard at all.
Honestly, I wouldn't rather either of them because it's both so scary. Like, I don't want to know what people are thinking of me because that's a slippery slope. And I don't want to know the future because I don't want to be scared the whole time. Like, hi, just so you know, you shouldn't get on that car because, like, it's not going to go well.
I would want to read someone's mind. I don't want to see the future. That might be scary.
But then the mind reading, that's so many, then somebody could be like, oh, it's so good to see you. And then you're reading their minds like, I cannot stand this woman. Like, I wish I could get away from her sooner.
But then you know not to.
Well, yeah, that's
mess
true.
with them,
Yeah.
because they're just fake.
But sometimes maybe they just mean fake, you know, sometimes they're fake for a nice reason. Like, maybe it's just like, I just don't have the heart to tell her I can't stand her.
But would you want to be with that person again?
No.
Okay, so you want to know.
So would you rather?
I guess I'd rather see the future because
You
then,
would.
yeah, because then at least I can't. Also, I'm thinking like, would I be able to control when I see the future? Or would it just happen randomly? Would it just be like that's so Raven, where all of a sudden I just get a vision of the future?
What do you think?
I would rather read minds.
Me too.
I'm too scared. I'd rather see the future, but like, it doesn't even matter if I can control it or not. If I can't control it, that's fine. If I
If
can,
I can't control the future,
Right.
and I see something, that's wrong.
You have
Yeah.
to deal with that, yes. And I'd rather to know if someone's thinking that's a bitch. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go.
but then it also can have a good side too. Like if I see the future, I know like something's gonna happen to like a loved one or something. It's just like, don't get on that bus, go to the hospital right now. Like something like, I know you feel fine right now, but you need to go sit in the hospital while you feel fine.
But can you change it?
I don't know. That's the part. Like that's a sideway thing too. Like, can I see the future and change it, or can I just see it and I have to sit
don't
back and
know.
watch it happen?
Right. I don't know.
Because they always have that paradox too.
Okay,
Sometimes.
your future where minds. Okay. Find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed.
Roach in the bag. Roach in the
Rat in the
bag.
kitchen.
Rat in the kitchen.
Roach in the bag.
I'd rather rat in the kitchen. The roach.
A rat? I am
In the kitchen. In the kitchen on the floor. It's not in the bed with you.
Yeah, if I found a roach in the bed with me, I would like burn those sheets.
And we can. We could burn the sheets and get new sheets.
But
Like a
You could,
rat?
but you could find it and kill it or get it the exterminator.
I'm too scared of rats.
Becky, honey.
Oh,
Becky.
no.
You put
My
out.
mom is too, though. She would probably choose a roach in the bed
You
too.
just put a mousetrap out.
Not for rats.
You
If
put a
they're
rat
big.
trap. You put a rat trap.
Oh, no, no, no.
I'll take a
Have you
roach in the bed for
seen the
sure.
rats in the city? They're
Well, she didn't say a
scary.
Nutra. That's a different thing.
Yeah. In closing, we're giving you 3 wishes. What would your 3 wishes be?
Okay. I hate to sound like a pageant queen, but I definitely would love world peace. That would definitely be one wish. Happiness and success for all my loved ones. And finding my true love.
I love that.
See, now I covered both bases.
To new friends.
Yes! And new opportunities.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers!
Mimosas. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share just to show that you care. Friends and mimosas.
Like I'm looking at the food, it's like, oh.